This past weekend, I went to see Scream 7. I know, I know. I said this last week, and I said I was open to the criticism of you guys giving me shit and chirping me for enjoying the Scream series. Okay, it's a nostalgia thing for me. I love horror movies in general. It's just one of my favorites. But I went to see it. You know, what can I say? What can I say? It's. I heard someone describe it as corporate slop, and I feel like that kind of describes it best. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it was bad. I was going to say I'm not saying it was bad, but it was. It wasn't great. We'll start there. All right, it wasn't great, and the only reason I am being lenient with my grading is because of my obvious bias. So we'll have that as probably the biggest factor as to why I am not coming on this podcast and saying it was a giant piece of shit, which some may argue that it is, and they would be making some valid points. They would be making some valid points by saying this was a giant hunk of shit that should have never been made. I'm not going to argue with that. But it was a fun watch. Did it make much sense at the end? Not really. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't want to spoil. Hey guys, I don't want to spoil Scream 7 for you guys. I don't want to spoil Scream 7, the horror movie of the year. I don't want to spoil that for you guys. So I'm not going to give anything away. But the ending didn't make any sense. Was the location setting, were the filming location generic? Yes. Were they not in Woodsboro anymore? They're not there. Did they waste the opportunity in Scream 6 when they were in New York City? Did they waste that opportunity with beautiful cinematography and all those opportunities that they had? Of course they did. But with that being said, it was a fine experience. And again, this is my bias speaking. And also, I went to see them. I went to the movie theaters to see it. And I feel like if you go to the movie theaters to see any movie, that immediately will give you, like, it makes the film seem better. Right? You're putting a shitty painting in an expensive art gallery. That's what you're doing. So, all right, this whole thing, the presentation, the experience of it, which some would argue is half the battle. That is phenomenal, which it was. I love just the experience of waiting in line, getting the popcorn, getting the drinks. They have those fountain drinks where you can mix and match the high-tech technology ones. You know what I'm talking about? They have those. They have the self-serve butter. Self-serve butter, which the last thing that Old Glasses needs, the last thing that this country needs is self-serve butter at the movie theater. But I'll allow it. Chubby Glasses over here, he got himself the biggest soda possible, a large popcorn, and he spent maybe 90 seconds at the self-serve butter. Under the butter thing, shaking it and shaking it, just letting the cholesterol really seep in. They offer alcohol at the movie theater now. I'm not sure if that's at every AMC, but the one near where I am, the one I went to, they offer alcohol. I wasn't feeling it. I came this close to just kind of, all right, hey, give me 2 IPAs. I'll carry them both, one in each hand. And I don't know, I'll carry the popcorn just in between my arms and just tucked in my arms, just holding 2 beers like this. I almost did that, but decided to keep it healthy. Got a vanilla Coke instead. Waddled my happy ass into the movie theater and watched Scream 7. And I will be honest, I went in expecting the absolute worst for a couple of reasons. I went in expecting the absolute worst because obviously I had been seeing, on YouTube. I'm a film bro. So my YouTube algorithm, it recommends, movie reviews to movies that I might want to see. And I've been, seeing just constant reviews for Scream 7 saying like, oh, this is a hunk of shit, corporate slop, don't waste your time. So I went in expecting the absolute worst. The absolute, like truly the worst thing. And it wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. Some parts were pretty bad. But it wasn't the mess that I expected. And I think, I gotta be honest, I'm not entirely sure where they go from here with this movie. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they are just gonna go with the kind of the Scream format of just copy and paste until we hit Scream 15. And I will be going to all of them. I will go to Scream 18. You think I won't? You genuinely think I won't? I will go. So that's kind of obvious that's the direction that movie series is going, which is a damn shame. Damn shame, because that series has so much potential to be great. But ever since Wes Craven died, they've essentially just been taking a piss on his grave. Rest in peace, Wes. You deserve better. Yeah, what's his name? Kevin Williamson? Is that his name? That guy, he's got to go. The buddy, you got to go. I'm sorry. Kevin, I know this is a big Hollywood podcast and a lot of influential people listening to this. James Cameron, he was messaging me last week saying that he loved the show. Tarantino, he sent me an email, just him saying the N-word like 1,000 times. And when he hit the character limit in the email, but it was just never mind. This is a very big Hollywood podcast. Everyone knows that. So Kevin, if you're seeing this, it's time to let the reins go. Okay? And Disney, Bob Iger, which I know you're definitely watching, if you even come within the vicinity of Scream, I will kill myself. Okay, Disney, if you come within the vicinity of Scream, I will kill myself live on the air. I will go on YouTube, go on live, and I will execute myself if Disney buys Scream. So yeah, not a great film. Can't wait for Scream 8. There was another part of the whole, going to the movie theaters that really did not help the experience, my movie experience as a cinephile. As a cinephile, my experience was capped per se. Let me tell you something, dude. I was in that movie theater, chubby old me, thick glasses, eating my heart out, drinking my diabetes. I'm probably like one of the first rows. You know how like there's that little tunnel, and usually you'll like hook a left or a right or whatever to kind of enter the main seating. I'm eating all my calories, and I'm one of the first rows. Whenever like you make a left, and then there's like the stairs and shit. Dude, someone walks in with a baseball hat and a backpack. Alone. Someone walked in with a baseball hat, a backpack, completely alone. No snacks, no drink, no popcorn. I was like, who let this fucking guy in here? Who let this fucking demon in? Why is he here? Can we call SWAT? Can we get this fucking maniac out of here. He's sitting like in the back row. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like literally turning around, looking and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? Is no one else aware of what's going on? I wasn't sure if other people in the theater were able to see the obvious that there is this lone wolf sitting in the back of the theater, and it was one of those like those mass shooter backpacks. It wasn't like a fashion backpack. It wasn't. It was like one of those hiking backpack that are thick, all black with like multiple straps and shit. I was like, this is a killer. This is a fucking killer. So he walked in. No bullshit. Paul walked in maybe like 20, 25 minutes late and just walked very calmly up the steps. And I was like, nah. We have to address this. Because like, it's not like, and it's, I'm trying to make this like a joke, but we're at a point in this country where it's so common. It's so common. Knowing my luck, I would be in a mass shooting. I would get killed, and the mass shooting would not get any traction. Wouldn't be trending on Twitter. The local news wouldn't even be like, and a local podcaster was killed in a mass shoot. Nothing. The world would just move right on. That's how common these tragedies are. So this maniac walks in, and I'm trying to focus on the movie. I got 70 minutes. I got a guy with a backpack and a baseball hat in the back of a movie behind me for 70 plus minutes. Would you be able to focus? You know how hard it is to focus on Sidney Prescott running from a killer? Whenever I got fucking Dylan Klebold sitting behind me, watching my back. It was terrifying. Surely it was terrifying. I was like, I am praying to God that this movie is not as bad as everybody's saying, so that the maniac behind me doesn't get like triggered. I'm hoping that the mass murderer sitting 50 feet behind me, who my back is to, in the dark, I am praying that he is okay with who the killers were revealed to be. That's what I was thinking. Because I don't want this guy to get pissed off, get activated, and start doing something to make his voice heard to Kevin Williamson. You get what I'm saying? I mean, the whole plot of Scream 6 and Scream 7 is literally the fans turning on the movie franchise. That's the whole plot. Is toxic fans on Reddit just being pissed off at what the direction that the franchise is headed, at doing horrific things. So now I got a guy with a backpack and a baseball hat sitting behind me again for the 10th time. Sorry. I got that guy sitting behind me and this super meta experience that's going on. And I was like, this is it, man. This is it. And, the smart person, I should have left. I should have got the hell out of there. Should have got my shit and just waddled my fat ass out of there. But I didn't. I did it. I paid $20 for a ticket. The popcorn, the soda, I had to take out a fucking loan for that. All right. I paid for this experience. It's not going to be robbed by some schizophrenic. I'm not going to let that be taken from me. We shouldn't have that be allowed. Would I be saying that if something actually did happen? I would probably, probably have a different thought process. But that was kind of my thoughts in the moment. Also, I was super comfortable. I was so comfortable, man. The soda, I was like maybe like 35% of my way through the huge bucket of soda. Just popcorn by the handful. That's salty and sweetness, dude. Ice cold, feet up. dude, I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't, dude, even if he started shooting, I probably wouldn't have gotten up. I probably would have just kept eating, to be quite honest.